In this video, I am going to show you a simple solution to most of your connection issues if you are working with Oracle database. I will try to highlight some errors I get emails about, a network adapter error, TNS error, username problems while connecting to a pluggable database, and SQL Developer problem. Now, I will not download or show you how to connect to SQL Developer. I will only show you where to put your file so that it works with SQL Developer. All right, let's get started. Network problems and TNS errors could be due to many factors. They are very generic. Sometimes you don't know why. But this few steps that I'm going to show you is just going to solve most of that issue. All right, so for the username, that I'm only going to create an entry for you. Well, I'm going to create an entry in the TNS names file. So that way it makes it easy for you to work on that, okay? So the first thing that I'm going to do is open up the command prompt. And the very first thing from the command prompt, if you don't know how to do this, just search for CMD on your laptop, and then need to open up the command prompt, okay? But the very first thing, and this is related to the network adapter problems that you might have. And if you don't have this issue, that's fine. But just in case, we're going to look for the host name. All right, so I search for host name, and the host name is right here. This will be your host name. Whatever shows up is your host name. The one thing I want you to do is just go ahead and highlight that and copy it, okay? Just copy this host name, and we're going to use it later. All right, now we'll leave the command prompt open. The next thing I want you to do is to check your listener status. All right, so it's going to be LSNRCTL, okay? And we type status. All right, I'm going to press enter. Mine works really well. You can see this is my pluggable database. This is my instance. So everything works fine. And you can see the status is ready. This is great. This is what I want. It's been up and running for 3 days and some hours. But the main reason why I want you to do this just might look different, like it's not working, and that's fine. The reason why I really want you to do this is because I want you to look at this directory right here. This is where you have your listener file. This directly is on the C drive. Now, yours might be different from mine. It will be, as a matter of fact. So once we know this directory, keep an, just kind of take note of it, because now we're going to go to that directory and we're going to edit our files, okay? All right, so let's go to, open up a folder. All right, open your go to your C drive, which is you can see, go to your C drive. All right, we're going to app. All right, I'm just gonna keep clicking, and then go to homes. All right, keep going, and network admin. And this is we need the listener file and the TNS file, but we're going to start with the listener file. Open this in Notepad. Okay, make sure you open it in Notepad, not Word, nothing else, but use Notepad to open it. All right, just in case, I'm just going to right click, and then you can just click on Open With, and there you have the option to open it with Notepad. All right. Once that is open, what we are going to look for is the host name. Most times you will have like your IP address in there. Make sure you change that, because what happens is sometimes your laptop or computer might get an update and your IP might change. So it's best to use the host name. And you can see I already did this. So make sure you include your host name in the listener file. All right, and we're going to close this out. Save, and then you close it, okay? And then come here to the TNS name file. What we just did, that usually solves the network adapter error problem. Okay, now for the next problem, which is the TNS error, go ahead and open your TNS name file. And make sure you open that in Notepad as well. So once that is open, we're going to change this host name. Make sure you put in the actual host name that you got from the CMD command prompt, okay? Make sure you put that in here in the host name. Look for all of the entries and do that over here as well, all right? Now we're done with that. I'm going to save it. But the next thing I want you to do is to put in an entry for your pluggable database. It just makes life a whole lot easier if you do it this way. So I'm going to copy this from the XE. I'm going to highlight and copy that. And what I'm trying to do is I'm going to create another entry. Press enter. Okay. So I'm creating another entry of that, and we're going to change it to XE. In this case, it's going to be PDB1. Now, keep in mind, you might be using a different version. This is Express Edition 21C. All right, so you might be on 19, you might be using 23C, but so just keep in mind that your pluggable database might be different, okay? So, but mine is XEPDB1, so I'm going to make that entry up here as well. So you can see the service name is, I changed that from XE to XEPDB1. Now I have two different entries up here. This is my pluggable database. This is important. All right, so I'm just going to save and close this. We are done with the TNS names. All right, so I'm going to close that. Now, the next thing that I want you to do, and this part is for the SQL developer. All right, what we are going to do is we're going to copy this TNS names file. Now, this is optional, but in case you want to use SQL Developer, I would recommend that you do this. All right, I'm going to right-click on it, and I'm going to click on copy. Up here in my directory, I'm going to go to 21C. All right, I'm not able to click on that, so I'm just going to go back. All right, so we're going back to the C drive, the app, just follow the directory that you have here, but only up to 21C. All right, so bear with me. I'm going to work it there. So 21C, but instead of clicking on homes, you want the DB Home XE. Go ahead and click on that. Go ahead and look for network. Where is that? Right here. Network, admin, and then we're just going to paste that file in there. That's all we need to do, okay? We're going to, so we paste the file in there and that's it. Now, the next step that we're going to do is to restart our services. I know you should be able to do it LSNRCTL. You can just click start. Sometimes this doesn't work because there's some kind of admin issue. So, so usually I just like to go to services. So I'm going to search for services and press enter to open services. All right, let's wait for that to open up. Okay, it's not opening for some reason. Okay, finally it opened up. Okay, and it opened twice. Okay, so this is where I kind of want you to scroll down till you get to ORA. Right here. Right, you can see, if you put your mouse over, you would see that you have the DB21 Home TNS listener. It is running fine. In your case, it might not be running. Well, all you have to do is just go ahead and start it. You'll see the start option. But even if it's running, because you made that changes, I always want you to stop. All right, you stop it and then you can start it. Now, another thing is you can right click and you can just restart, or you can, you have the buttons up here. You can click on restart, but I personally prefer to stop and then start instead of the restart. And now, we have our listener back up and running. Okay, so if we come back here, we're going to type LSNRCTL, and we're going to do status to see the status of our listener. And because I just started it right now, it gave me this option, but I mean, I don't have everything up there. But if you look up here, it says it started 28 seconds ago. It depends on your laptop. Sometimes everything starts quickly and sometimes it takes its time. I'm going to look at this again. All right, it's still not up, which is fine. I'm pretty sure it's working fine. So with that, the next step that I want you to do is you can go to SQL Plus from the command prompt, just type SQL Plus, right? Or, and it takes you there, or you could just go and open up SQL Plus the way you would normally do it, right? Yeah, just open SQL Plus. And notice it's the same thing. This is SQL Plus, and this is from the command prompt. I just typed SQL Plus. I'm going to minimize that. All right, so, and then this is where you log in. The way you log in, now it's going to be a little bit different. You're going to put in your username, @, and this time you're always going to append the pluggable database. In my case, is the XEPDB1. Right? So your username @XEPDB1, and you press enter, and then you give it a password. Note that the password is not going to show up. All right, it's just a security measure, and just press enter. And you should be able to log in into your pluggable database. All right, we can check the user. So I'm going to say show user. And in this case, it's leaddba. I'm going to look at my connection. So it's CON_. I want it to be my pluggable database. CON_name. All right. And you can see I am in my pluggable database. If it says XE, then that's the wrong place. You want to be in the pluggable database, not your container, all right? And this is basically it. If you have issues, please let me know. If you need help with something else, let me know. But most times this solves most of your connection problems, okay?